All right, everyone, welcome to this webinar in which we will be talking about CCA and assets for T1 return in TaxCycle. My name is Parminder Kaur and I am a community success specialist here at TaxCycle from Zero. So our today's agenda is that we will go through the CCA worksheet, how you can fill that in and also track with asset managers. And we will also find out how you can find your CCA classes, pool assets of the same type, how you can trigger a terminal loss of all the assets in the same class or pool. You can claim a different CCA amount, and we will look into that as well, that how you can do it. You can adjust the CCA claim order as well in TaxCycle. We will cover that too. And there is an asset summary that gives you a printable view of all your assets. So how you can look into that and access it, we will talk about that. And at the end, I will share with you that if you have a spouse and if they are a partner in that business, so how you can share that information really quickly with them as well. So let's get started with this. So here I have a T1 return for a family for 2023, and from the left side you can see that we have Jack Lee and his spouse is Bobby. And from the left sidebar here, from the prepare tab, you can see there are all the sections here, and under the income statement you can find all the forms that are related to the activities. And we do have a immediate expensing limit agreement worksheet. You can find it here, and all the other activities, depending on the activity, you will find or you will create that particular form for that client as well. So let's create T2125, a brand new business form here, and let's give it a name that is, let's say, Jack's Consulting Group. And as soon as I did that, you might have noticed on the left side that the T2125 related forms have appeared, and you can see the T2125 asset summary form, CCA scheduler, CCA claim, all of that have appeared that is related to T2125. Now let's open T2125 CCA schedule here, and this provides a listing in a grid format of all the CCA items that you want to claim in here. And in this area here, you can actually type in or choose your class number. So if it is related to, let's say, equipment, you can simply type in equipment, and you will see that it will start narrowing down the list for you. And if it is something specific you want to search, so let's say this, and it will narrow it down to the one item as well, if it is that specific. And you can choose by class for any of the assets. So if you know the class name, let's say a class that is for furniture, office furniture and equipment, so you can type in the class number as well here. So let's scroll it down. Another thing actually I want to mention here is that as soon as I do that, you can see that it adds another row that I can use for every single class I need to track here. And if we scroll it down, there is another section to this form, and that's where I can add equipment edition in the year, building editions, and I can also add dispositions in this section here as well. So let's add class 8A. So another thing you would notice that the little dash besides it is important, because in some classes we need to hold assets in separate classes where they have to track individually, and in some cases we need to put them in a same pool. So if we are pooling assets, we also want to make sure that they are the same appended number with our class number. So with the 8A is that number. Another thing we want to mention here is that is proper description. So let's say it is Jack's desk, and he bought it for 500. And here we can specify his personal use. So let's say he was using that desk half of the time for the personal use, and then half of the time for the business. So let's say 50%. And then as soon as you hit enter, you will see on the right side, the business portion has automatically calculated for that particular asset. And now, if I scroll back up, you can see here it has populated my class number, all the information related to it, whatever we have filled in down, which is pretty simple from this point of view. So now let's navigate to the T2125 Asset Manager here for the JAX Consulting, and see that the class has created on this form from the other form that is linked here as well. And you can look into the cost here as well. And then there is this, if we scroll it down, you can look into all that information. Here is a JAX desk, and all that information relates to the desk that I have just entered on the other form. So I can choose to enter it on the other form, which the way we have just done it, or I can enter it on my asset manager here as well. The other way to do this is along the top, you will see that I have these arrows. So you can simply click on these to navigate through all the assets that I have entered. And the drop down also, if you click on here, you will be able to see that how many assets I have, and I can navigate to them this way very quickly and easily. And on the right side here, you can create a new asset very easily. And then if there is an asset you need to delete due to some error for some reason, then you can do that as well by clicking over here. Now let's get back to how you can create a new asset. So we're going to click on here, new asset, and this is where we can put description. That is a description that is going to show later and is linked to my asset summary as well. That is something we will look into that later from the left side here, asset summary. So let's say this is the Jack's wife's desk. So let's just type in wife's desk, and then we can get here with the class number 8. So now another thing you will notice too, that we also have an option B here. So every time I create an asset, it is going to offer me the option to create a second asset pool. And we would only do that if it meets the criteria for creating a separate asset pool. For this reason, for this example here, we will choose 8A here, and we can scroll it down, and we can type in all that related information for here. And let's say the description for this one, let's say it was IKEA corner desk, and transaction was in April, let's just say that, and then she used it 70% for the personal and 30% for the business, and let's say she purchased it, they purchased it for 800. All right, so now you will also notice that you are probably you're probably all familiar with this accelerated investment incentive program. So that is going to calculate accelerator rate for that addition here. So if I go back to my CCA that we were working on the schedule originally, you will see that the second asset is now appearing below here, that we have just entered into the asset manager. It is appearing in CCA schedule. And if I scroll up, you see that it is reflecting the second asset here. The green indicates that I have pooled asset. That means more than one asset sitting here in this 8A class. Okay, so that's what I wanted to show you here, and we will go back to the T2125 Asset Manager. Now we have accomplished this by creating two assets. So what I was showing you before, that how you can navigate through between different assets. So using these arrows. So now Jason's desk, Wife's desk, you can even differentiate between those by looking at the description as well. And from this drop down here, you can see it as well and switch between as you like. Okay, another way to do this is that you can continue to add more additions if you want to. So from here, so as you can see the current additions. So if you have more additions to add, you can do that right here. And when you roll the file forward, all of those additions will come down into this history of additions in your next year file, and you will have a record of them here. But if you want to track them individual asset, what will happen is you would like to go to the T2125 asset summary here, and you will see all the asset that you have added here, and it gives you a nice printable asset summary for Jake's consulting group here. All right, so let's get back to T2125 Asset Manager. Again, current year edition, that is for Jack's desk. Let's go to the current year edition. So what I want to show you here is that if you want to get rid of an asset here, what I would want to do is that if it isn't a single asset that I'm getting rid of, I would select here yes to dispose all of this one asset, and I would want to select yes here to create terminal loss, and then that will calculate this disposable and terminal loss of all of the assets in this pool. So let's talk about how you can claim a different amount for the CCA if you need to. So we are in T2125 CCA schedule, and in there is this section, there is this question that asks you that if you want to claim a different amount, what you would like to do is you would like to say yes, and as soon as you click yes, that number has gone to 0, and we can type in 100 here. And you can see that total CCA for the year 147, but as soon as we did 100, it is showing us as 100, and here as well in a green, it is showing as 100 as well. So it will override the calculator, and you will see whatever you put the number in here. Okay, so if I had another asset here, let's say I have a computer, just type in this, and let's go down here, and let's say this is a computer, and that was purchased for 2,000, and we're keeping that. We have used it 100% for the business. Now, if I go back up, you can see that it has been added here. And if we go to the T2125 CCA claim, this is where it gives you an options, couple of options that you can choose the order in which you want to claim that $100 I have assigned for my CCA override. So I can do it for the low based on the CCA rate, which you see as an option A, lowest to highest with building claimed at the end, or you can do that with CCA rate only from lowest to highest. Another option you have is with the CCA amount, lowest to highest or highest to lowest. So depending on what you choose, you will see the different amounts in here, CCA claimed, what you want to claim. All right, so then you have this this thing here that is, if you want to calculate CCA on buildings, you can keep this checked on, and then there is this question, specified energy properties, that you want to look into, and then there is this immediate expensing incentives as well, that you have an options. If you need to change it, you can do that. If you want to manually allocate immediate expensing limit, you can just simply choose it from here. So if we have chosen an option A, this is how it is it has allocated the CCA that you are claiming. And if we choose D, it has changed. You can see that it has changed to 100% to this the third one, to the $100. And I can just simply show you again that if you do that, if we had the option A, I'm not sure why it is not working now, but it was before. But for some reason, but if you will do it on your own end, it should show you the difference, and it will give you the best answer according to what you have chosen here. All right, another thing I want to mention that in case of rental property, you cannot claim CCA in an amount greater than the net income generated from the rental property. TaxCycle automatically applies this rule in T1. So if the property is already showing a loss, no CCA can be claimed for that. And if you want to learn more about that, there are resources that are available on our website, so you can look into that as well. And you can look into the asset summary for that here. And you can see that it is giving you a nice printable view for all the assets, and computer asset is also included in here. Now I would like to quickly show you the T2125 if you want to share it with the spouse. So how you can do that, you want to just scroll it down to the bottom, and then there is an option detail of other partners and include Bobby as a partner. You would like to say yes, and then you would like to give a percentage to her. Once you do that, you would like to hit F5, and you can see that we have Jack's consulting on Bobby's return as well, and all the information that we had filled on Jack's return, now we can see on Bobby's return as well. All the asset summary, CCA claim, all of that is here. Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful day.